Morsi! Morsi!
They've been chanting his name for nearly a month since their president, Morsi, was ousted. Their vigil goes on, but with no progress in regaining the power over Egypt that their president and the Muslim Brotherhood once had. Just a few streets away yesterday, they battled against the security forces of the new Egypt. More than 70 of them died. The human rights organisation says these deaths were likely targeted killings. Britain, the United States and others have called on Egypt to stop the killings. Today, the country's foreign minister responded.
We need to have a strong presence of the security forces, the police in particular, on the ground, on the theatre, being able to manage the situation without it leading to tragedies. To do that, you need to defuse the violence. If you have people shooting at each other on both sides, then you're obviously going to have casualties.
So they lost control yesterday?
It's difficult to you to control a crowd that's using weapons if you're trying not to use live weapons.
So just how will the Egyptian government deal with the battle on its streets? It seems that the security forces weren't trying to clear out the protesters, they were trying to contain them. But now they say they will do just that. The protesters say they won't budge. So we have stalemate, with the world looking on, telling Egypt not to use violence. The millions who gathered in Tahrir want their revolution completed, but rights groups say it must happen peacefully.
We're very worried that they'll interpret this as a blank check. There are rules and regulations governing how force, and particularly lethal force, can be used. And we're calling upon the authorities to abide by these rules, no matter how many people go out into Tahrir Square and egg them on.
A new Egypt is being built, but the question is whether it carries millions of Islamists with it. That will be settled either with force or reason on these streets in the coming days and weeks. Quentin Somerville, BBC News, Cairo.